Hello, and welcome to one of the most important tier lists that you will ever see in your entire life. The Superpower tier list. Why in the fuck am I doing this? I don't really know. I was up late last night, and I was browsing Reddit, and something about superhero power came up, and I have a lot of opinions about this, because I've thought about this a lot. Why? I don't know, I like wasting my time. But I'm going to rank all of these because I feel like it's important for the world to know my opinion, the best opinion. We're also going to assume that all of these powers work how you think they work. So, for instance, freezing time, we're not going to take real physics into account. We're not going to say, oh, you can't move and you can't breathe and all that kind of stuff. If you freeze time, we're going to be like, no, if you freeze time, you stop aging, you move around normally, you can move things, you know, that kind of stuff. So, if there's any, like, specifics that I need to clarify when we get to each power, I will. But let's just get started. First up is shapeshifting. And some of the assumptions I'm going to make here about shapeshifting is that it's nearly instantaneous. You retain all of your memories. You retain the ability to speak. But you gain anything that other creature has. For instance, if you transform into a bird, you can fly without too much effort. So obviously, this is fantastic. As you can see in some of the other ones here, we have breathe underwater and flying, which is just watered down versions of shapeshifting. You could just shapeshift into a wolf and fuck off into the forest for the rest of your life and not have to deal with life's bullshit. And that sounds pretty good. So that's definitely an A tier for me. Shapeshifting, fantastic. Big fan of that. Next up, lightning. You know what? We're going to rename F tier to captured by government and abused. Because if you can produce lightning, you best fucking believe the government is coming after you and using you as a human battery cell. And there's not really any benefits to it. You can hurt people. Why would you want to do that? That's really weird. So we're putting that into get fucked by the government here. Now, shapeshifting, but like human form. Another thing I wanted to point out here is you can't change into other humans as this kind of shapeshifter. That's the separate one here, where you can change into any other kind of human. It's kind of mid. As somebody who, like, has body dysmorphia or something, it would be pretty cool, because then you could look how you feel on the inside. But beyond that, I don't really see the benefits. Like, you could be, I don't know, the most attractive person in the world, which, to be fair, does give you a lot of benefits in this world, but yeah, I think it's maybe a C at best. The fire one is also just get abused by the government, get fucked by the government. Again, there's no real benefit to it. You can burn down your house if you want to. I don't know, the dumbass shit for insurance, but you wouldn't even probably get it. And yeah, the government would just use you as a human coal. Not a good one. Flying, like I mentioned, shapeshifting is just flying but better. And also another thing you got to think about with flying is what determines how fast you can fly, right? You don't have wings or anything like that. So wouldn't flying just be a very particular form of telekinesis where you can only move yourself? Just like, that's super, super meh. I'm going to put that down here. Flying, it seems cool at first, but I don't know, there's a lot of specifics. Now, freezing time. Like I said before, you're allowed to move freely. You don't age. I think that one's important, and that's a big, like, shifter. If you were aging while your time was frozen, maybe put it at, like, a C tier. But not aging, being able to move around freely, being able to move other people around, that is an insanely strong thing. You could take any amount of money you want. You could take anything you wanted. You could become the smartest person in the world by just pausing time and reading a fuck ton of books. You could never have to sleep in real life because you could just freeze time and sleep. It is ridiculously broken, and honestly, all the other abilities just suck in comparison. Speaking about abilities that suck, breathing underwater is fucking ass. What are you gonna do with it? You're gonna go fucking, I don't know, kiss some fish? You're gonna get your dick sucked by some fish? That doesn't sound worth it to me. You're gonna go into the deepest parts of the ocean? You're still gonna get your body crushed by the immense pressure. Like, breathing underwater is trash. And the government isn't even gonna abuse you. It's that bad. It's like, oh, you can breathe underwater? Cool, man. I don't know. You want some tax credits for you? This one, I'm not actually entirely sure, but I'm assuming it means that you can control other people. And this one is a tough one, morally speaking. Right? Because if you're a psychopath, you have no morals, this is incredibly useful. Being able to just control other people around you, that's insane. But then when you put morality into it and you put, like, you know, are the people who are your friends only your friends because you literally controlled them into being your friends? Or are they actually your friend? That kind of thing. It could be useful, again, much like freezing time, to get money or items. You could use it in a very not cool way to sleep with whoever you want, and that's not okay. I don't know. It just is a very morally gray area. So I'm going to rate this where you would only use it badly in a victimless crime situation, much like freezing time, where you would only use it to, like, steal money from a large corporation, or, you know, steal items from a large corporation, which is fine. And then beyond that, there's not really any other benefits to it, so I'm gonna put it in, like, a C. But yeah, if you're a psychopath, it's probably an A tier. Invisibility. Invisibility's kind of ass. I don't know, it's like it's got some of the benefits of freezing time, but not many of them. Again, you can go rob a bank, I guess, but even then, it's difficult. Like, you still need to get past all of the defenses. You still need to be able to, like, I don't know, there's a lot of stuff going on there that's a little finicky. And it's kind of ass. Again, you could shapeshift into a tiny bug and pretty much accomplish the same thing. So I'm going to put that in D tier. Being invisible, meh. Also, if your clothes don't become invisible as well, it's even more meh, as it shows here. If your clothes were to become invisible, then it'd be like a D+, maybe. So now we get to reading other people's thoughts, and that is an F tier, like, without even thinking about it, because living a life where you can read other people's thoughts would actually be hell. Like, you don't want to know what other people are thinking all the time. Not because they're constantly thinking about how much they hate you, but just, what if they're not thinking about you at all? I don't know, there's so many negatives to it, and, like, I don't know, oh, you could be a really good poker player, I guess, and win money that way. It's not worth it. This one is duplicating yourself, and another assumption I'm going to make here is that you can create and delete duplicates at will, so they just disappear into the void or are created from the void. This isn't bad. Like, if you have a task that you need, like, 4 or 5 people for real quick, you can make 4 or 5 people real quick. If you want to play games, but at the same time you want to clean the house, and also you know, blah, 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 you can make some duplicates. The issue is the duplicates are also just you. You don't want to clean the house. Your duplicate probably isn't going to want to clean the house either. But I guess you just keep creating and deleting duplicates until one does? That sounds kind of fucked up. I don't know. This has got very niche uses. I'm also just going to put it at D. Shrinking down. Another assumption we're going to make here is that you can choose whether you want to keep your original mass or like have the mass of something that's small proportionally, you know, that kind of stuff. So do you want to like hide in somebody's like lapel, or do you want to fucking destroy somebody with a punch when you're a little tiny dude? Not that many uses for it. Also a D tier. We got stretchy limbs. Outside of being a very well-paid dominatrix, I don't see many benefits to having very stretchy limbs. I don't know, man. Seems kind of ass. I'm gonna put that in E tier. Honestly, I think it's as bad as Gills. Super strength. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. Again, in the real world, there's not that many scenarios where you could actually use this on a day-to-day basis. Like, yeah, you're super strong, but you work in IT. Like, what are you gonna do with your super strength? Like, I don't know. Even if you could control it properly, you're gonna go win like wrestling tournaments or like arm wrestling. I don't know. It's just not very useful. I would say it's probably more useful than having Gills though, so we'll put it on the D tier there. Super speed is pretty cool. I would say super speed and teleportation are almost on the same tier. Almost. But I'll explain when we get to teleportation why they're not. But super speed is pretty cool. Like being able to just not ever rely on public transport or cars or planes. Just fucking zip around wherever you want. That's pretty cool. I'm going to put that in B tier. Teleportation is pog. Because you could go anywhere you want. And we're going to make some assumptions here where it's not going to be like the movie Jumper, where you have to see the place, like you have to have a picture or something. We're just going to say it's going to teleport you to wherever you're thinking about. It's going to teleport you to a place that is safe to be teleported to. And like you're going to be completely fine when you teleport. That's really cool. I want to go to Paris right now. Bam, I'm in Paris. I want to rob this bank. I'm really coming back to robbing a bank a lot here, aren't I? I want to rob this bank. Bam, I'm inside the vault. That kind of thing. I think it's very, very, very good. Not as good as stopping time, but still right up there on the A tier. Now, telekinesis. I am a lazy son of a bitch. If I have to walk downstairs to get water, 50% of the time, I will just not drink anything because I'm too lazy to walk downstairs. Telekinesis solves this very specific laziness issue. It's also very useful because you can fly with it. You can just telekinesis yourself and fly. So it's like just straight up better than flying. I just think that there's a lot of uses for it in day-to-day life. Spectacular. Love it. I'm going to put that also in A tier. But maybe like an A minus. And then we get to the last two. Both of these are shit. This one is, I'm assuming, controlling water. 0 benefits. I don't even think the government cares about you. And this is X-ray vision. If there was like an A, B, C, D, E, F, G, blah, 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 all the way down to X, I would put X-ray in the X tier because it's that shit. It's so bad. It's so, like, what is actually 0 benefits. You could maybe look and see which Pokemon card packs have, like, cool things in them, but that's about it. What? I'd rather have... I honestly think I would rather be able to read minds or breathe underwater than have X-ray vision. But yeah, that's my tier list. Best power is by far freezing time. Shapeshifting, teleporting, and telekinesis, very good. Super speed, shapeshifting to other humans and controlling people is like mid. Flying, being invisible, cloning yourself, becoming small, and super strength. You know what? I think I actually want to swap these two. Super strength, I think, is slightly better. This one just makes me morally... yeah, those all suck. And then these ones are like actually just shit here. Breathing underwater, reading other people's minds, stretchy limbs, being able to control water, X-ray vision. And then if you have either of these two powers, you're getting captured by the government and used to generate power in some way or another, or as a weapon. Yeah, it's not a good time. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. I'm very much looking forward to you disagreeing with me in the comments below. Please let me know if there's something like glaring that I missed that either drastically lowers or drastically increases any of these powers. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.